In our morning rounds, New York is about to become the first American city to require salt warnings on chain restaurant menus. The measure, approved Wednesday, will require a salt shaker symbol for food that goes over the recommended daily limit of 2,300 milligrams of sodium. That's about 1 teaspoon. Our Dr. Holly Phillips is with us. Holly, good morning.
Good morning.
Why did they do this?
Well, you know what? This is a really bold move for New York City, but it's actually completely in line with what we see as public health trends nationwide, which are all about transparency, basically giving consumers more information about the food that they're buying. This is not about policing the food or limiting access to the food. You can have as much as you want. It's about showing you how much sodium's in it. With salt, this is particularly important because 75% of the salt we take in our diet as Americans is essentially hidden. It's in restaurant food, it's in processed food that may not even taste salty. Only 10% of the salt we get comes from our salt shaker.
And do you think most people don't even think, if I don't use a salt shaker, then I'm not really even using salt, not paying attention? What you just said, not paying attention. I do that all of the time.
Yeah, very, very much so. In fact, when I have patients who are trying to lower their blood pressure, and I'll ask them how much salt do you take in, some say 0 because they don't use their salt shaker.
So how much is too much?
Well, right now guidelines show that 2,300 milligrams is what most adults should limit themselves to, and other people should have less. So if you already have high blood pressure or kidney disease, if you're over the age of 51, or if you're African American, we're particularly sensitive to salt, you should try and limit yourself to 1,500 milligrams a day. But here's one thing. I have to acknowledge there's been a long-standing kind of debate and controversy over whether those numbers in the guidelines are perfect. Some people say you can have, some research has even shown, some people can have more than the recommended daily amount and be fine. And extreme low salt diets can be damaging to the elderly.
We should mention, Holly, the Salt Institute, to that point, does say this is another example of the government creating policy based on outdated, incorrect sodium guidelines. They say the guidelines are wrong. Just so we know, what kind of dishes are we talking about that are the biggest problems? Right.
Well, actually, some of these were quite surprising to me. If you look, Applebee's chicken or grilled shrimp and chicken salad, or grilled shrimp and spinach salad, has nearly 3,000 milligrams of sodium. Chili's grilled fish tacos, 3,400 milligrams. Each one of these dishes has more than the total salt we're supposed to be taking in for the entire day in just one dish. So just giving people more information, labeling it, can help.
So a salt shaker emblem on the menu could be helpful.
Very much so.
Thank you, Holly.